Hello, mummies who are already on the call, and hello, mummies who are about to join, and hello, Marta. First
Hello.
and foremost, because we're super excited to have you today. This morning's coffee morning, this morning's talk is all about cloth diapering, and I couldn't be more excited. You know that I actually cloth diapered my 31-year-old. Sorry, I obviously don't cloth diaper her now, but she's now 31, and 31 years ago was my first brush with cloth diapering. And it was being done in a very different way because back then we didn't have nearly as many products, clever products that are available. Back then it was still muslin cloths and the plastic cover that wasn't very comfortable to wear either. And anyway, so I'm excited that you're going to share your beautiful products with us today. But today is more than about your products. It's also learning tricks and tips on how to do it, why it's beneficial, and to debunk it a little bit and make it easier for people to take away the, how do you say that, the hurdles, because a lot of us think it's very complicated and so on, and it doesn't have to. Okay, so welcome, Marta. Maybe you can start sharing your screen because I think your introduction is there, right? So Marta is a BumpWise mom and has been coming to our coffee mornings for the last, 2 years almost, right? So
Yes.
amazing.
I guess.
Take it away. Let me put you on speaker view as well. Oh, okay, you go ahead.
Okay. Hello, thank you for having me here, and thanks for joining this coffee morning. So I think I would like to start with a little bit introduction about myself and about my brand, why I actually started it, and where I come from with this idea. I really feel this kind of urge to go direction of like sustainability, health, and well-being. 9 years ago, for 7 years, I had a business at the beach in Poland. It was like a spa place. It was a massage place where you could come with your child and relax, having a massage, and your child could play at the playground. You could have freshly squeezed lemonade. So basically, when at the beach you have all the restaurants and you can buy beer and burgers, my place was completely different.
Wow.
I really felt that it's the way I want to go. But after 7 years, I really felt that I want to be a mom. And because of my entrepreneur soul, I was looking for some kind of product that I can share.
Yeah. Actually, I love that massage and beach idea. I think we need something like that in Singapore.
That would be nice. That would be nice. And then a friend inspired me. She shared knowledge with me. And I decided to bring it to Singapore. So the production of nappies is in Poland. The fabrics are sourced in Italy, Poland, and some of them they come from France as well. It's all natural fabrics. It's wool, and the covers are from wool, and the inserts are from bamboo and cotton.
Okay.
And a little bit more about myself. In the meantime, in all this journey, I was always working full-time. My last employer was Amazon. I was working in compliance, so I have also corporate experience. So I think my career went through many different stages. Okay, I think this is enough about myself. I just would like to ask if you guys can write on the chat if you have any experience in cloth diapering, or why are you interested in the topic. So you please take your time, and I will check that later. Okay, so my brand is sustainable premium brand of handcrafted wool and reusable diapers and accessories. I already said where it's made, where the products are made. I have 3 main reasons why I actually decided to cloth diaper my baby and start this business. It's because of my baby's health. It's because of the environment, and because I really would like to make an impact. it's important for me to share good stuff with other people. I would like to talk about some facts about disposable diapers. Why I decided to cloth diaper my baby and then spread this product. So first of all, the ecological impact is huge. It's about 545 liters of water to produce one disposable diaper. And one baby is using around 5,000 of disposable diapers during the whole diapering period.
Wow.
It's over 18 billion disposable diapers that end up in landfills every year. And studies indicate that diapers in landfills take up to 500 years to decompose. And there is no such thing as biodegradable diaper. So some brands, they say that, but it's actually not true. There are some parts inside of those diapers that can be biodegradable, but it's nothing like the whole diaper.
I see. Do you know a little bit about how a disposable diaper is composed? What components are in there? And
so there are many chemicals inside, and those, if you Google it, it's like the whole really long list of names that we don't understand and we have no idea what it is. But it's basically plastic. So it's plastic, polyester, and extra chemicals. For example, when it decomposes, this process is producing also like toxic gases to the environment.
Of course. I was also wondering the other day with Diana, we were discussing, like in our antenatal classes, we always do a diapering exercise. Everybody gets to change a nappy, and then we obviously have different brands that have been donated to me, to be honest, including your beautiful cloth diapers, actually. But we just were talking about the indicator that you have, that the baby has peed and pooed, and the chemicals for that alone, you know, there's and the baby's skin is exposed to that as well. So you sort of have to wonder how good that is for them and how dangerous.
So it's said that it's not recommended to have the nappy on the baby 24 hours. It's said that it's safe but not recommended. Okay. So if we put nappy on the baby for 24 hours and it contains a lot of chemicals and toxics, this stuff can get transferred to the skin. Like, I
mean, the skin is our biggest organ, and we do have transdermal absorption. So any chemicals that we put on our babies, be that lotion, be that a baby bath or whatever, will be absorbed into the system and then ends up in the kidneys. And it can be really taxing for those little organisms to have a lot of chemicals. So the more we reduce, the better, obviously. So
this way we came to babies' health, that the disposable diapers contain microplastic and all that chemicals. So it is said that it can cause allergies, obviously diaper rash, and also I was reading about asthma in some cases. Disposable diapers are not breathable at all. What is, I think, really important as well, so it can cause overheating for sure, especially in Singapore weather. The temperature inside of disposable diaper is higher than on the outside. And it's not the case when it comes to reusable nappies, because they're just simply breathable. So the air can go through. Yes. So
and you're talking here as well about how the overheating in the nappy are not good to be used long term for boys, especially because their testicles shouldn't overheat. There's a reason why they're outside of the body, so that they're kept cool. So if we create this hot environment, that could have a long-term effect on them as well.
Yes, exactly. So I personally believe that there is not much marketing about this, and the cloth diapering is not mainstream because the industry of disposable nappies is so huge that they don't want to stop it. They don't want us to stop buying this. So no one is saying that much about those defects.
Yeah.
It's only about the comfort, how convenient it is to use disposable nappies. And this is true. It's fact.
Yeah.
It's really convenient.
Yeah. Okay. Have we got any moms in the chat who have used disposables? That have used reusable diapers actually? Any experiences at all? No, that's okay. I mean, you can share it in the chat, but you don't have to. But also ask any questions that you want as we go along. Okay, Marta, I'll let you. Yes, Natasha says no, not yet. She hasn't. I have. Yeah, as I said, 31 years ago, that was a long time ago. I had a very nasty accident as well because I was soaking the nap. Back then, we didn't have these clever inserts, right? So I just had the muslin cloths and I was storing them in a bucket before, to accumulate before I was going to wash them. And I knocked it over one night and it landed everything landed on my carpet, woolen carpet, and it stank up the place. It was really, really horrible. So now obviously it is a little bit easier. We have one mom who says yes, she's using Charlie Banana's diapers, so that's a really nice brand as well. I did, says one mom, and I found that baby leaked through it. I did this during the newborn stage, so curious to hear your practical tips as well to avoid things like that.
Yeah, so definitely there are solutions to it because it depends how old is the baby, how much the pee is there, and it's about the absorbent inserts that you put in. So for small babies you can put less, but if you see that leaks, you have to add one more, for example. And also the size needs to be right. So for newborn, we need to have a newborn size. There are some nappies that are, for example, from 4 kg to 12 kg. I think that it's not that universal. Like for the newborn stage, you need really smaller nappy to have sure that the elastic stick to the skin. Because if you have hole in there, then it's gonna leak.
Yeah.
So I think this is like a very short tip for it. But let me come back to this later when we get to the practice about how to put the nappy on. I just wanted to say a few words also about the benefits of cloth diapering. We already said some, that there is no overheating and definitely less sweating. So wool is also amazing because it's taking the sweat away from the skin. If you put wool t-shirts, it's also thermoregulating, so it takes the sweat away and you don't feel that hot in wool when it's thick comparing to.
This is really interesting, and that's what lots of moms are really confused about, because we think of wool like something we only wear in the winter, and how come this is something that is supposed to be good in Singapore weather, and they sort of can't believe that. But that thermal regulation that wool has is really interesting, isn't it? That it keeps you cool when it's hot and it keeps you warm when it's cold. So
exactly. And it's like when you just think of simple thing, like do you prefer to wear polyester t-shirts or do you prefer to wear cotton t-shirts? Like I'm comparing synthetic material to natural material. Wool is great as a cover because it's waterproof. So cotton cannot be used as a cover. Cotton can be used as an insert.
Yeah.
So in addition to this, there is money saving in a long run. Of course, you have to spend some money at the beginning, which is like it's an amount of money. I'm going to talk about the exact amount later. But in the long run, or if you have 2 kids, you can save a lot of money. Definitely, if you want to have minimalistic life, wool covers are great because you just need at the beginning 3 of them. Personally, I just have 4 covers for my son and I use them in rotation. Then it's easier to potty train when you cloth diaper, because when your baby starts to feel the sensation of wetness, they don't want to pee in this diaper anymore. My son is now 16.5 months, and for like 3 weeks or maybe a month now, 80% of the nights he's waking up with dried nappy. And I think because he's waiting in the morning for me to put him on the potty because he doesn't want to pee in the diaper.
That's really interesting, because I was speaking to a friend of yours the other day, Alicia, who's going to come to us in January, I think. And it's all about potty training, and the fact that here in Singapore there are so many kids that go up to even primary school and they haven't been potty trained. They're still in nappies, which is obviously something that is very foreign to me, because in Europe you couldn't even go to kindergarten or whatever if you're not potty trained. So I found that fascinating, actually, and I was wondering why. But the fact that the baby is more aware of what they're doing, they can feel, okay, it's wet, it is a little bit uncomfortable for them, and therefore will learn to recognize when they need to pee as well, and it makes potty training that much easier. It's really interesting.
Yeah. So just like a small fact that by 1950s, 95% of babies were potty trained by 18 months.
Wow. Okay.
And now the recommendation is to start at 18 months.
At 18 months, yeah, exactly.
Okay. There are different systems of diapers. On the left side, I wrote some of them. I know that those names are really complicated. So I tried all of them, but then after trying all of them, I selected the one that I want to produce and that I want to use for my son, because I think it's natural, breathable, and it's just simple. So this is how it looks. This is the cover, and this is the absorbent insert. Basically, you have to put it on the top of each other, and then the thing is that you can snap it on the front, and you also have some snaps where you can make the cover larger or smaller. So there are 3 sizes. It's newborn.
Sorry yes. to interrupt you. I think it would be easier if you stopped sharing for a moment, so that people could see you better when you show your nappy.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
Perfect. Yeah, much better.
Okay, great. Okay, so let's use this one. So in all the systems, you need to have waterproof cover and absorbent insert. In my case, it's wool cover and bamboo and cotton insert because I like natural fabrics. Nappy is created in a way that in the front you have snaps that you can use to make the nappy smaller or larger, and also the same in the waist. You have many snaps to adjust the size. There are 3 sizes. It's newborn, then it's one size which is 6 to 13 kilos, and then there is the toddler size, which is very roomy and very big, and definitely can last until the end of the cloth diapering period.
Can I ask you one thing about waterproof covers while you put the presentation back on?
Yes.
So wool, you say the cover is waterproof. Does that waterproofness or does it fade over time? As in, the more I wash my nappy, does it lose that ability to keep the water in?
So that's really good question. For this case, there is something that is called lanolin, and it's fat from the sheep. And you can do lanolin treatment to bring this waterproofness back. The lanolin treatment is pretty simple. You have to mix lanolin and some soap in hot water, and then you have some kind of milky solution. You submerge the cover and you keep it there for 4 to 6 hours. Then you rinse the cover with the water to get rid of the soap, and you dry. That's it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. That sounds really
in the chat, I also shared the link for the lanolin treatment step by step, where you can also see like how much lanolin, how much soap, how long. It's simple process. But also I always say to people who contact me when it comes to the nappies that if you think that this is too much for me, I don't want to deal with this lanolin treatment, I can always make it for you at the beginning, before I send the nappy, for example. Coming back to the systems, if you don't want to use the inserts like this, because they are very absorbent and great, but they are also, I think, the most pricey comparing to other systems. Then you can use flats that you mentioned before, that you use the ones for your baby. So you can also fold it like in the shape of the insert and put it inside the cover. This is super cheap and also very natural and good solution, breathable. If you would like to discover more different systems, then you can always contact Cloth Diapering library that is in Singapore. It's run by Eunice, and she's expert in cloth diapering, very passionate person. So if you feel like you want to explore more and see more systems, definitely she's the one who can help you. She has, I think, over 250 nappies at home.
Wow. Okay.
So she really knows everything about this stuff. I just wanted to show you, like, I have 2 other systems here. I don't sell them, but I just wanted to share the knowledge.
Marta, switch again, please, so we can see you better. Otherwise, you're so small on the screen that it's hard to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is this is pocket, but all in one. So it means that the insert is attached to the cover. The cover is pool, so it's like polyester, but it's very easy to wash because you just throw everything in the washing machine. That's it.
But then you definitely need way more of those pieces, right?
Exactly. Yes. And I think this piece is like, this is also pretty pricey because it's like cover and insert in one. And then you need, like, depending on the age, it's the same like with disposable diapers. So for example, if you have a newborn, you have to change, let's say, every 2 hours. So you need 12 per day. 12? Yes, 12. 12 per day. So if you would like to do laundry every day, then you need 24 pieces like this.
Of course.
And with covers, you just need three or 4 covers for the newborn, and then just extra inserts. And then you wash inserts every day. With covers, I will explain the washing routine later.
Marta, I have a question in the chat. Where do you get the lanolin from to do that treatment?
From me.
Okay.
From me. This is $8.50 for a jar like this, and it lasts very long. Like, you don't have to worry that it's gonna finish soon.
Okay.
I think for maybe like 7 times of lanolin to lanolin for lanolin treatment, and you have to lanolin every 2 to 3 months.
Okay. Amazing.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just share again the screen. Okay, so we already talked a little bit about the wool, but I want to add some stuff why it's so nice. Because the thing is that wool has no smell, and even if you have pee on the cover, it's odor resistant. So if your baby will pee on any kind of other material, you will feel it with your nose. And on the wool, if it dries, there is no smell, not at all. So to me, this is magic, because I didn't believe it until I tried. Like, I couldn't imagine how it's possible that there is no smell from the pee. There is always smell from the pee, but not on the wool.
So is it because of the antibacterial properties or?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. It's because of the antibacterial properties. So the thing that it's really easy to imagine that there is a sheep on the land, on the fields. And so this wool is protecting her from everything, from protecting the sheep from UV rays, and also from bacteria. It's not smelly. So basically it works wonders. Oh, sorry for this. We already said that it's breathable and it's easy to care for, because unless it's soiled, you just have to dry it. If it's damp from the pee, you don't have to wash it every time you use it. You just put it flat, or you just hang it on the rack and it dries and you can reuse it again. That's why you just need, let's say, 3 covers, because you can use it in rotation. Lanolin definitely helps to stay helps cover to stay waterproof, and lanolin also has antibacterial properties. And also you can use lanolin for it's, I don't know if you've heard, but it's like a nipple cream, right? If we have problems with nipples, you can put lanolin and it's healing. It helps to heal.
Okay. Marta, some questions in the chat. One is, wool usually smells funny when it's wet. It has its own smell. This nappy wool won't have that issue?
No smell.
No smell, okay. And then do you dry it in the sun? Given that the sun can also get rid of stains and so on, is that a good idea to expose it to sunlight?
So it's okay to put it like on the balcony, but I wouldn't put it in direct sun, especially not on the print, because the print can fade.
So, but this is more to do with the colors rather than the, yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay. So we already talked about it. I think how to put the nappy on the baby and how to dry. So wool is nice to dry flat because it's called intelligent fiber. So if it's very wet and you put it like this, it can kind of lose the shape. But also after the washing, if you see that, oh, the elastics kind of are in different spots, you can, when it's wet, you can kind of adjust it and let it dry and it will come back to the place.
Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to the money, how you can actually save on cloth diapering. So when it's about the one size, so when your baby is between 6 and 13 kg, the minimum, I mean, you can always start with 1 or 2, but if you want to full-time cloth diaper, it's 3 wool covers and let's say 15 inserts. But then you have to wash the inserts every day to have it to have enough.
Yeah.
So when you buy 3 wool covers and 15 inserts, altogether is a little bit over 300 Singapore dollars. But when you compare it to common disposable diapers, 52 pieces is 28 Singapore dollars, which gives you 53, like half of the dollar. And if you use if you use 7 disposable diapers in 24 hours, it's around 25 Singapore dollars weekly. What means that in 13 weeks you can get money back from investment in reusable nappies. So it's 13 weeks, and I couldn't believe that it's only 13 weeks. This return on investment.
Good. Yeah.
However, even if you decide to try it and to use cloth diapers half of the day or only when you're at home, maybe it will get double, like maybe it's gonna be like 26 weeks, but it's still worth it because you will save a lot of trash.
Yeah.
And will save money, and it's beneficial for your baby because at least part of the time he will have natural fabrics on the skin.
I love that you say that, because it's not black, like you don't have to choose one over the other. You can just, you could, if you wanted, if you found it more practical to do non-cloth diaper disposables when you're out and about, but then at home you do it to save the environment, to get you to make nappy potty training easier and things like that, and obviously to save their skin too. So that's great actually to just have the best of both worlds if you wanted. There's a mom asking in the chat, how often does the cover need to be washed?
So if it's soiled, then definitely should be hand washed after the poo lands on it. But if it's just damp from the pee, you don't have to wash it at all.
You just leave it to dry, and then you can reuse it.
Yes.
But not not forever, I guess. How often do you tend to wash your wool covers?
Maybe every 2 months. If there is no poop on it, every 2 months.
Okay. And do they go into the washing machine?
So I have next slide about it.
Okay. Then sorry, Marta. Then I'll get back to the previous slide. So this mom is saying if you have 15 inserts, washing those every day will mean you only have a small load in the wash. Can you wash the inserts with other clothing?
Yes, exactly. This is also my next slide.
Okay, brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, so I will get to washing in the next slide, but I just wanted to say that I'm not saying that it's like use cloth diapering and nothing else. Of course, for convenience, if you're traveling or if you're in an airplane, I also use it. I also use disposable nappies. For example, when I fly to Europe and I'm in 12-hour flights, I use disposable nappy because it's very convenient, and I think it's okay. It's sustainable for me. I still feel fine with this because I have the reason to do it.
Absolutely.
And I think everything you do, you have to do what is sustainable for your family. So for example, if you feel fine cloth diapering at home, but then when you go out, you put disposable nappies, or this is fine. This is all good.
Yeah.
We should aim for small steps and small success, and just trying is fine. Just trying and getting back on the track. We don't have to do it stuff 100%.
100% of the time. Yeah.
So washing routine. What about the washing wool covers? If it's soiled, you can just hand wash for 1 minute with a wool wash or just baby soap. Not really strong detergents for wool. Or if you want to wash them all in washing machine, you just need to use the gentle program. 30 degrees. It's usually wool program or just hand wash program. And you can also put another clothes with it if you want. But just important, it's 30 degrees because if it's more than 30, it's gonna shrink the wool cover. It's gentle fabric when it comes to the temperature.
Mm-hmm.
The inserts, you have to pre-wash first. Around 30 minutes pre-wash in 40 or 60 degrees in washing machine, and then you can add the rest of the laundry you have and then put main wash at 40 or 60 degrees.
Okay. One argument that is always brought up, and I don't know if you have an opinion or want to share a little your thoughts on that, is that obviously with washing, we use a lot of energy, we use a lot of water, and we use detergent that is also affecting the environment. So what are your thoughts on that?
So for inserts, you basically have to do extra pre-wash. So it's not extra main wash every day. It's just a pre-wash, which you can do also if you want to save the water. You can do every 2 days. It's fine to do it every 2 days. And then you add normal laundry. So you just do the thing that you do every day. So washing, it's just this extra pre-wash every month or every 2 days.
Okay.
And also taking into account that it's like over 500 liters to produce one disposable diaper. I think it's not comparable.
Okay, that's true, actually. I forgot about that detail. Questions in the chat. Please clarify the pre-wash. Why is this done?
Why is this done? To rinse off the pee and the poo.
Okay. And then a question, the inserts, shall they be washed on the same day, or could you wait until the next day, especially when we don't do reusables 100% of the time? That's actually a really good question.
Yes, you can wait until the end of the for the other day.
Okay.
So here I used some resources from the Facebook group. It's called Cloth Diapering Singapore. There are many expert moms. So anytime you feel you need advice or resources or guidelines, on this group, you can find everything. From how to put the nappy on to really detailed washing routines, as you can see, with what kind of detergents you can use that can be found in Singapore, if you can use plant-based detergent or not, if yes, then what then?
Yeah.
Like there are many details that I don't really want to go into. Like if you have questions, please tell me and I will answer those questions, but this is really long topic, so I just wanted to share this, and then definitely you should join a Cloth Diapering Singapore Facebook group for more details. And how to store the diapers, because I think this was also the question. So it's good to have just like a basket for the dirty diapers that has holes, so there is air circulation and like bomb of bacteria is not growing if we close it. And if you are on the go, holidays or a walk, if you have wet bag, then you can store everything in the wet bag. Are there any questions about that? Ladies? Probably about the poop. Like, how do we deal with the poop? This is really common question, right?
Yes, I know that.
So when it's milk poop, you don't have to, you can rinse it, but you don't have to rinse it because it's like a liquid. It's like, it's just milky liquid. So it's okay to put it in the washing machine straight away. Like you can store it, of course, in the basket for the pre-wash, but you don't have to rinse it. When it comes to the, like later on when the baby is bigger, after eating solids, the poop just goes to the toilet.
Okay. I have one question on that, or one contribution to that. I heard when I did cloth diapering that if you soak the inserts in hot, and the same actually goes for your muslin cloths that have baby spit up on it and so on. If you soak it in hot water, it clings to the fiber more. So we actually recommend that you soak it in cold or cool water, not more than 30 degrees. And adding bicarbonate of soda, I find really helps with the stains as well. So to soak it in there, and then the next day or whenever you're ready, you can wash then.
Sure, that's a great tip. Thanks, Johanna. I know that in guidelines here in Singapore, people use bleach sometimes when the stain is like really not going off. Then bleach is also fine for really hard stain. After you wash and you see that there is still some shadows, then bleach is fine.
And then, like, I think it was Nora earlier who said, hanging it in the sun, because that can reduce the staining as well. This is very much do in Austria as well for, pumpkin seed oil and stuff like that. That is difficult to get out. So you wouldn't recommend it for the cover, obviously, because you have colors and so on. But the inserts, obviously, that I guess get the most of the stains, those could be hung in the sun, right?
Exactly. This is a great tip. Yes, sun is really making wonders for the stains. Also, another nice tip, like if you're on the go and you change the nappy and the and the cover is damp from the pee, you can just snap it on the stroller and let it dry. Yeah, and then you can use it again. So you don't have to pack a lot of diapers. Just one extra cover and two inserts, depending like for how long you go out. It's enough.
Amazing.
Okay. And I think this is the end of my presentation. I send it in the chat links to my social media, to the shop, and to Cloth Diapering group. So you can definitely copy paste that And let me just check the chat if we have some more questions.
Also, I'd love for you to show the fabrics that you have currently. Maybe if when you stop sharing,
Yes.
you can show all the ones that you've got. And then, as you said, you're bringing in more now as well.
Yeah, okay, so the fabrics I have, maybe I show by the size. So this is the newborn size. And the option you have is like, if you have a girl, you can also have the one with the ruffle that is detachable. So if it's just like for every day, you can detach it and it's like a normal nappy. But if you want to make some nice photos, then you have also this kind of sweet decoration on it. This is another fabric that I have. And this one more for the boys.
Yeah, lovely.
This is all with the little pockets on the back.
It's really, really sweet. I love that.
This is also already a bigger size, but it's snapped. So if I open it,
Tell us that exactly, because I love how they grow with the baby.
Yeah.
And that when someone mentioned earlier about leaking, I guess it's all about making sure that it's well adjusted to their groin and that it actually, the elastic actually sits on the band or where it ruffles, it sits on the skin. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really big actually if you use all the snaps.
Yeah. And so this brings me to another question, actually, which was, what is your experience, and would you recommend that it is used straight from birth or in that early stage where we've got meconium and very sticky poo? Would you then recommend that maybe we use disposables for that and then switch to the reusable ones once we get to the breast milk poo kind of thing?
So I really think it depends on the situation that mom is in. Because, for example, I didn't use reusable nappies at the birth because I lived in Italy at that time and I was moving to Singapore when my child was 7 weeks old. And I didn't have a place to store the nappies. I was on the move and that was too much for me. Like to even think about the change, to even think. So it really depends. If you have like comfortable settled life and you can think about it before giving birth and you can plan it and you feel that this is good for you, yes, you can go for it. It's a good solution. But if you really think like it's too much, then maybe go step by step. Start a little bit later. Don't push yourself too much. I think this is all also needs to be like right for you, right for your lifestyle and your situation.
With ourselves. And I find, to be honest, in the newborn phase, lots of moms and parents actually in general have issues putting the nappy on properly, even the disposable ones, because they're never too sure how tight to make them. And the newborn nappies tend to be so massive for the baby anyway. It can be a little bit tricky to get the hang of this at first. So I totally understand if some people want to sort of experiment with that first and then move on.
Exactly. I also understand that. And also maybe like you can also try when you come back home from the hospital and then maybe try once. Like it's nice to have set ready if you know that you want to use reusable nappies, but step by step, it's the best solution.
What I find fascinating as well is there's so many cultures actually who never use, well, because maybe they can't afford it because it's not available, that don't actually use disposable nappies at all or nappies at all, that just wrap a cloth around them. Oh, you've got more. Or elimination communication is another, interesting topic as well, where you watch your baby and you see and you start using a potty very early on. So Marta, when did you start putting Leo on a potty?
On the potty, I started when he was 8 months.
Okay.
So every morning after he woke up, I was putting him on the potty.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't want, I didn't put him. Like if he was like crying that he doesn't want to sit there, I was just taking him off straight away. But it was maybe like 20% that he didn't want and 80% he didn't care.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
course, I used some tools, like I gave him a toy. Yeah, I was putting him on the potty and then toy straight away.
Yeah, yeah, to make it
Or
attractive.
I was
Yeah.
reading a book, or I was singing the song. Like I used distractions at the beginning, but now it's normal for him. He's just even he's spreading the legs when I put him on the potty.
Okay, he already knows what's going to happen.
And
Okay.
sometimes when I put him, I prepare the shower bath, and he wants to poop. He's sitting on the potty by himself before going to the bath, and then he's sitting there like for, let's say, 5 minutes, and I ask him, "Do you want to go off?" And he's like, "No," and waiting to actually do what he wants to do. So
Oh,
I didn't know it can be done so fast. I was just
thing.
following this tip that just put your baby on the potty every morning.
Yeah.
That was my only goal, to put him on
Okay.
the potty every morning. That's it.
Amazing.
It kind of evolved itself.
Yeah. And Marta, can you talk a little bit about the cloth diapering library? How does that work?
Mm-hmm. So it's run by Eunice, and you can contact her. Definitely you can find her on Cloth Diapering Singapore Facebook group, and you can borrow a set for newborn stage, or then one size, so from 6 kg to 13, or toddler. Also, she's lending the night set, so only night nappies, for example, that has more absorbency.
Okay.
And yeah, and she's also doing home visits, so I think it's really comfortable. I'm also doing home visit, but I bring my woolen covers, so it's like,
of course.
and she has everything. She also has my nappies too.
Okay, so can you tell us how much these nappies cost that you sell?
Yeah, sure. So it starts, the cover starts from 59 Singapore dollars. With the ruffles, they are a little bit more expensive, like 65. From 59, it starts from 59, the covers. The short inserts are 850 each, and then the long ones are 13 Singapore dollars, and they're super absorbent. They can be used for night as well, or for the day. For example, my son is 17 months and he never leaks through this long one.
Okay, amazing. There's a question, Marta, do you also offer rental before the first purchase?
You can rent at Eunice.
From Eunice. Do you know how much that costs?
I think it's around 35 Singapore dollars for a month.
Okay, that's really affordable, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a really good way to try it out. And then, as you said, she has different options, like the different techniques or whatever you will call that, of cloth diapering. So that's
exactly. And also, I just wanted to share about the toddler size a little bit. So it's really big and spacious nappy, and it also, I don't know if you can see, it has
a pocket.
It has a pocket inside. So, for example, if you want to send your child to the daycare, and if they agree, some daycares in Singapore, they don't agree, but some they do, you can stuff the insert. You can stuff the inserts in the cover.
Okay, great. So it keeps it in place.
Yeah, and you can prepare the diaper like this.
Amazing.
So if you give this diaper to anyone, more or less, they can put it without the instruction, because it's ready.
Yeah.
So it's like all in one in this case.
Great. That's really good to hear. We've got a comment in the chat. I've used Eunice before and she's so kind. She also offers free ones sometimes if she has spares. So that's great to hear too. So yeah, mummies, I can only encourage you to go on Facebook and join those groups, the Cloth Diapering Singapore. Is that what it's called?
Yes, cloth diaper in Singapore. Also, they even have they have guidelines there. If you go to the guideline tab, they have guidelines for everything. Like if you want to send your child to the daycare with
Yeah.
cloth diapers, there is instruction for the teachers how to put the diaper on, what to do with the poop. Like everything is like pictured and described. So the resources are amazing.
That's really great to hear. And how big is that group? How many people are there
I
in
think there are around 5,000 people on this group, but not sure how many active members.
Yeah.
It's hard to, but it's active. It's active. Every day there is a post about something. There are questions and answers. There are different brands.
So when I lived in the UK, in London, there was a cloth diapering service. So they would come to your house, they would pick up the dirty nappies, they would wash them and bring them back. And I was always thinking, this would be so much easier actually to do in Singapore, where we have cheaper, delivery and courier services, where everything is much more compact. There's not so many distances to run.
Yeah.
So this would be so amazing if someone could set that up. That would make it even easier for moms to engage in the cloth diapering. But I was really surprised to hear that the covers actually you only do wash. If they're not soiled, just wet, you only wash them every 2 to 3 months, and that's how often you sort of how do you say, re-waterproof them with the as well. So that's really good to hear. Thank you, says Natalia. Great presentation and useful info. And she'll get in touch later. That's really great to hear. Mummies, we have a few minutes left. If you'd like to ask some questions, if you want to clarify something that was said in the presentation maybe, or you have some practical issues that you would like Martha to troubleshoot for you, we'd be happy to do that.
I also do home visits. So if you really need me to come to your place and show it on your baby how to put the nappy on, or even make like a small setup, like where to put the nappies to have it comfortable, what kind of bin to buy, I can send you the link on Lazada or detergent. Like I can do the whole service for you.
Amazing.
And also, if you decide to buy from me the starting set, doesn't matter which size, it's free. The consult I don't charge the consultation.
That's really great. One question of one mummy is, how do we encourage the dads to use cloth diapering? Do you find the dads are a little bit more reluctant?
Yes. So definitely. Also, my husband.
So why is that?
I had to work on him a lot.
So what is the reason for that?
What is the reason? I think convenience.
Okay.
It's easy to throw away the nappy.
Okay. So what is your
basically what I have to do with the poop now is just to put it in the toilet, yeah?
Yeah.
But when you use disposable nappy, you just
hold it up and
you throw it away. So
okay. So what is your tip for Ednora? How can we encourage our dads? I think cost would be a massive one. Our guys are usually much more, finance conscious than we are, maybe. And the savings that you described is just astounding to me, to be honest.
I also the saving, yes, but I also think that so what I did at the end of the day, because I always had some disposable nappies at home just in case we travel somewhere and I need it for the travel, but now I don't have even one single disposable nappy at home, and my husband has just no choice.
Yeah, it's like don't have chocolate if you don't want anyone to eat it. So yeah, don't give them the option. That's a good
that's a harsh one, but yeah, I decided we don't need disposable nappies at home, and
amazing.
Works.
Okay,
but I think starting just with one nappy is fine, like one cover and few inserts, and just maybe by showing the example that it's easy, and the impact is so huge when you use this reusable nappy. So just be a role model.
Yeah, that was actually the other big takeout of this presentation, that you use more than 500 liters of water to produce one nappy, one disposable. That was mind-blowing, actually. I had no idea. So thank you very much. We're a little bit ahead of schedule, but that's great. We just were very efficient today in sharing all the information. So thank you, Marta, for joining us. Really happy that you could be with us this morning. And I hope many moms will contact you. Could I please ask you to share what you put in the chat with me, so I can then put it under the video on Facebook as well? Because many moms will be watching this at a later stage, and we'll be sharing the video as well in all our groups. And feel free, obviously, to share it with your audience as well on your Instagram and so on. Yeah. Thank you, mommies, for joining us. Some have had to go a little bit earlier already, but that's okay. And thank you, Marta, for spending your morning with us. Thank you so much. Bye bye.